Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast, brought to you by thelines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by my guy Nate Weitzer on the East Coast. And we are looking at our favorite video of each and every weekday that we're bringing you guys our player props across the NBA. Want to make sure you're liked and subscribed to that page. Can continue to follow along with us. Like I said, we're coming to you guys with these player props each and every weekday. Also have a couple game videos up for you tonight on a pretty full game slate in the NBA. Also want you to head to thelines.com. That's where we have our great written content for you guys all season long, and our odds finder tool. Make sure you use that to shop NBA lines and player props across the U.S. sporting books to the best of your ability this season. Nate, let's go ahead and jump into some of these player props we got on this 10-game Wednesday night slate in the NBA.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Pascal, Siakam against the Sixers here, a.k.a. the worst transition D in history through 4 games. We've seen allowing 19 fast break points per game, allowing opponents to shoot 58% inside the arc, and allowing a league-high 14.3 boards per game to power forwards. So Pascal, I like the rebounds and assists most here, 14.5. He's just putting up numbers across the board. You get 5.5 assists at even money, or you can get 38.5 PRA. I don't have a problem with that. I think we're just a little scarred. I think last year we picked his PRA like 3 times, and he was 1 short or something every single time. Yeah, they were just like right there. But this year is a contract year for Spicy P, and he is absolutely attacking it. I guess I'll pull a Josh and be like, I'm glad I took him in the 3rd round of my fantasy drafts because he's putting up numbers.
That's interesting, Nate. I care about that. Thank you for sharing.
Solid pick. But what he's averaging this year, 26.5 points, 10 boards, 7 assists. So that's good for like 43 PRA, 41 if you just go per 36 minutes. And we know what Nick Nurse does with his starters is just play him. And he's played 44 minutes in 3 straight against the Sixers. 44 minutes, averaging 27, 8, and 6, shooting 54% from the floor, and had a triple-double in the last regular season matchup against this team. Just saying that because it's plus 1,300 for a triple-double. Not necessarily saying that's that likely, but there are plenty of angles here, including plus 600 for 30 points in a Raptors win. Really, I like the even money bets here. I just think he's going to put up peripheral stats that the Sixers aren't really there yet. And they've always been a bad rebounding team over the last few years. That Embiid's health isn't there yet, so they're not protecting the paint as well as they should. And we know how bad their perimeter defense is with Harden and Maxey out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking for usage, right? Like a lot of who's got the ball in their hands, and who's going to be involved in the offense. You hate picking a prop and you don't see the guy involved in the game. It's not going to be the case with Pascal. And then, like you said, transition is really what you love for him, as he's a guy who loves to get those boards and then run. So because he can, as super versatile as he is, he's a tweener matchup problem for a lot of guys. And there's really no one on the 76ers that I think matches up well with him. So I'm with you on the Pascal and those hustle stats too. So I'm going to go to a guy here who I'm not really going to bother with the hustle stats with KD, Nate, as the Nets are taking on those Bucks. And my man just likes to score when he's on, in the limelight and playing against a team like the Bucks. 29.5 points is a high prop. Don't love taking 30-point props, but it's KD, and I really don't feel too nervous about it. He's averaging nearly 33 a game already. And also, I should say that minus 106 on FanDuel is the best place to find that 29.5 points as we're recording this for KD. You can talk about his boards at 6.5. That's really great odds at plus 114 there. Also on FanDuel, he does do that a lot against the Bucks in his last 2 regular season games against them last year. 33.5 points, 9 boards, 6 assists. Actually, I should say that's his last 4 total matchups, including the playoffs, on 50-37 splits, right, from the field and from 3. So this year, shooting 55% from the field overall, not as great from deep at about 33%. You'd like to see him get that up. It's like 2 for 6 a game right now for him, but he's going to the line 9 times. So 8 for 9 from the free throw line right there. If he's going to get 9 free throw attempts or 10 free throw attempts, I think, and he's going to continue to crash. I think, you've got to love his ability to get over that 30-point mark with that 34% usage rate, man. And it's starting to seem like No fun is really being had in Brooklyn, similar to LA, as we've talked about with the Lakers and guys like KD, Kyrie, LeBron. Might as well just pat those stats at this point, because those teams, their two teams, do not look ready for a meaningful playoff run.
Yeah, I know you're kind of scared off the peripheral stats, the hustle stats for Mr. Durant because of what he's shown the first 4 games here, but I think he does come to play in this particular matchup. I do kind of like the plus money for 7 rebounds. I mean, if he doesn't board, the Nets aren't going to have any chance in this game, and he's got to mix it up and get down there. But I understand the risk here, because there is a chance he's just kind of mentally checked out and just going to be like, yep, I'll score effortlessly, but I'm not really doing anything else for this team. But he does score effortlessly. Like you said, 30 points is scary for some guys. Not for KD, especially because the Bucks, like Giannis doesn't necessarily check him much of the game, which doesn't make sense, because now without PJ Tucker, they really don't have a good matchup for him. So I don't know who's going to guard him. He should have his way along with Kyrie. Also liking some peripheral stats here for Dejounte Murray against the Pistons. And this one does make me nervous. I would recommend a small play, because I think the Pistons could get blown out on the second half of the back-to-back. They've been really bad. But they've been really bad on defense. And that's the key here. So bad, in fact, that the Hawks, who have been really trying to figure out the your turn, my turn thing with 2 elite point guards on their team, might give Dejounte a little more usage here. I mean, that's the biggest concern for his numbers, right? Moving from San Antonio. Usage has dropped from 27 to 23%. His per 36 numbers are still respectable, 18, 7, and 8. So 7 and 8 gets you to 15.5 rebounds / assists, which is where his prop is at right now. But he's playing 39 minutes per game, so he's averaging over those per 36 numbers. And then, you look at the matchup, just Detroit, 25th in points allowed, fast break points, in assist to turnover ratio. They're dead last in scoring margin. They're tired on a back-to-back. They allow the 3rd most assists to point guards, 4th most rebounds to point guards, and top 10 in point guards and shooting guards scoring, with Jaden Ivey, Cade Cunningham figuring out the defensive side of the ball. So also could look at Dejounte to hit 2 threes here, getting nice minus 100. 102 at FanDuel, that is, for him to do that. I just think he'll get a few more touches, a few more opportunities, hopefully, even if it does get a little bit out of hand. I mean, each game has been a double-digit margin for the Hawks thus far, but Dejounte's still playing 39 minutes, like I said. So I think they are just trying to get him used to this new surrounding, and they will give him a little more usage here in an easy matchup.
Yeah, no, it's working out. I think the backcourt's it's working out. It's going to work out. I think Dejounte needs a little bit more time for sure. Trey's kind of just like, I'm already here doing my thing. He hasn't really changed the way he's playing. He's probably gotten better, to be honest with you, has Trey, and he's already having a better shooting season than last year. All of that leads you to just feel pretty good about Dejounte and all those peripheral stats for him, hustle stats and everything, because he is getting all of those rebounds and assists as well. It's awesome to watch, actually, the fact that he and Trey are both able to get their assists the way that they are. So I'm never gonna. I don't think I'm gonna be scared of props like 7 assists for him or 8 boards, like at times in the right matchup, like they'll have tonight. I think Dejounte is going to be a stud for sure all season. So let's finish things off with the reigning 2-time MVP, Nikola Jokic, who just came off the very the elusive 9-9-9 game for Joker, mostly due to foul trouble, right? Only played 27 minutes. It's those 9 points that you look at. That's the Andre Karolinko special, right? Where he just gets a ton of stats in each of those categories. Only 27 minutes, the foul trouble. Aaron Gordon had a really good game, incidentally, as they were able to maintain that win against, as they were not able to pull out the win against the Blazers there because of that foul trouble for Jokic. So I think he's going to come back with a pretty nice vengeance tonight. He usually plays pretty well against the Lakers, and definitely, you like the 12.5 boards here at minus 102 on FanDuel. I like that as well. He's averaging that, right, essentially this season, but he's also just does that against the Lakers. He knows that, he can body every single player on their team. There's nobody strong enough or big enough to play with him. If they dare to play, AD at the 5 against him, it's going to be night time. He's going to be doing a lot of what he likes to do down there. So yeah, I think there's just a lot of motivation for him in this game as well. I like the points, rebounds, and assists, 46.5. I see him getting, close to 30 points and the 13 rebounds or so feel like a pretty nice bet for him as well. So obviously you expect him to get the three assists at that point, if my math is correct. So I'm not scared about any of that stuff because I think he's going to dominate at least two of those categories in points, rebounds, and assists to get above 47 of them.
Yeah, props are a little low for Joker because of what he's coming off here. Yeah, but that's just kind of like extra rest. And you look at what he did with even 2 days of rest last year, he averaged 15 boards, go along with 27.5 points. He also averaged 15 boards in 2 games against this version of the awful Lakers, who just miss a ton of shots. And that's really the key here. Is the Lakers are dead last in offensive rating. They have a 97 offensive rating. That is 6 points per 100 possession worse than any other team in the NBA. So, and they're still, so there's going to be plenty of bricks out there for Jokic to rebound. And if Aaron Gordon's tangling with Anthony Davis, if the Lakers do play a traditional center, it's just Jokic gobbling up those boards. So that's why I think at even money, that's where I go first. But I think the safest play is the PRA because he should fill it up all around here.
I agree. I also wanted to talk about this game in one of our game videos, but I think we have a pretty strict no Nets and Lakers in the same show or day of games policy. So we went with the Nets on that one. Joker, a good bet against these Lakers, though. So that is all the time we have for you guys today. Continue to follow along. We are staying super hot so far. I believe we went about 4-1 last night, 4-0 the night before. Definitely staying well above 500, closer to 75% on these player props. So definitely continue to follow along with us each and every weekday of this regular season. And until we see you next, happy betting.